Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of archaeoastronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information. Salam to each and every one. Another edition of the Tiger's Nest is here. We glorify Emperor Haile Selassie I, the Honorable Priest Isaac, your humble servant, your humble host for this evening, giving thanks for another chance, another moment to even reach out to the world, the four corners of the earth. He did ask us to make sure we go and spread the word, make sure we go and spread the gospel, make sure everyone understands what this salvation is all about. So once again, I'm here doing my part. In fact, if I wasn't here, I would still be doing my part, because that is my life, that is my love, and that is my joy. Once again, I welcome you definitely again into the zone, the Tiger's Nest, a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Without a doubt, we're going to have a wonderful sit down this evening, as we always do. Of course, we're in that moment of the 40 days and the 40 nights of the fasting and the praying. And for those who are keeping up that tradition, give thanks. Of course, I will definitely encourage you to stay strong and stay focused and make sure you nourish yourself properly. Of course, myself, green juice is something I always encourage ones to definitely hold close, especially if you are trying to go the full length of the length. And of course, that will definitely strengthen you and nourish you as you go along. Family, we're going to have a wonderful sit down, as I just said, this evening. We're going to be speaking about the presence of the Black Indians. And of course, Indians is not even a term that we really promote, but just for conversation's sake, many ones know we're talking of what some refer to as the Native Americans. Some would refer to them as the indigenous people. And of course, you know the phrase that many use now, the First Nation people. So the point is, by now, you know who I'm talking about. And for sure, we are going to be definitely homing in directly onto the history of the Seminoles and the Black Creeks and the Black Seminoles as well. And of course, how they would have rebelled against those who were trying to keep them enslaved. And you see, it is because of this rich history that we intend to share tonight. We're also going to be speaking of the history of the Susquehanock people as well. And when you understand that the rebellion that these African people would have mounted in the US, to the point that the history of the US tries its best to hide and keep from the citizen and the world the knowledge of these individuals who ones would refer to as Indians, but again, to a large percentage of these individuals would be what you refer to as African descendants. Now, this is why you have a strong push in this time of many people trying to connect. I'm talking of Black people now, connecting their ancestry to the Native Americans in America. So there are those who would tell you clearly that the Black people did not come from Africa. And the history that you're getting of the Indians in America is Black people history. And then there are those who, from, you know, in all humility, I would say a little more rightful thinking, that will tell you that, well, the Africans that were there, those that were there before Columbus, and of course, a grand majority came after as well. And this is why some people would deny slavery. Some say that the slave ships didn't exist. You understand? Because they have learned that they have a strong link to the First Nation people. They would have learned that they have a strong link to what people call Native Americans, to the point that some people think that they are the Native Americans. Some will tell you, well, no, not necessarily, but we mixed with them for a century and a half, and we created somewhat of a new type of people. That's why you have the Seminoles, and that's why you have the Black Seminoles. You can clearly distinct them historically. So at the same time, ones would clearly understand that any which angle you're going to take it from, the point is that Africans, Black people, had a serious contribution as it relates to the history of the First Nation people, the Native Americans as such, the Indians as you call them, especially as it relates to the defense of their freedom, their liberty, and even when it comes to revolt and rebellions. Some of the greatest rebellions took place at the hands of the Black Indians as such, and they would have literally wiped that out of history. So we're going to get into some of that this evening, talking about what's his name there, Andrew Jackson, the fella on the $20 bill. I thought they were going to remove him and put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. When is that going to happen? I mean, I don't think it's going to happen now. Trump is in office. In fact, you know that same phrase, make America great again. Really, that came from Andrew Jackson, you know. Ronald Reagan would have used that in 1980 as well. But I don't think he would have been as pronounced as, for sure, Donald Trump with that phrase, make America great again. I mean, a whole movement has been created off of that phrase, and of course, the acronym of the phrase. So I'm showing to you, Royal Family, we're going to be getting into that. That's just an introduction of what we will be getting into right here on the Tiger's Nest. I was just giving you obviously a quick run over of the different aspects that we're going to get into in detail. So just make sure you get yourself prepared, get yourself humble. We have a lot to speak about this evening. Now we are also, we'll be presenting half of this program on the YouTube as well. So we're very thankful for the YouTube family that are with us on the Tiger's Nest. This is the Tiger's Nest radio program, specifically a program that you subscribe to as well. So the subscribers definitely will be getting the full version of the Tiger's Nest. And I have a special, gift as such for you this evening. Anyone who would like the full program of the Tiger's Nest this evening, because as I said, we will be only afforded half on the international YouTube platform. Once you desire the full program of the Tiger's Nest, I want you to email me, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com, and you'll definitely get the full Tiger's Nest program this evening. And keep in mind that you could definitely subscribe to the Tiger's Nest radio program, and you will never miss another episode again. Beautiful. So it definitely sounds like, we have a lot of good stuff in store for you this evening. And what I would like to do now, I want to highlight, even as we are still basking, in the spirit of the Battle of Adawa. And of course, we are still basking in the energy of the Congress Day. And as you know, today is Ghana's independence, which is the 6th of March, it is officially Ghana's independence. So they will be celebrating, is it 68? I think if I'm correct, it will be 68 years of independence. So we are blessing everyone in the country of the Gold Coast, also known as Ghana. So as I said, we're still basking in all of that energy. For those who are looking, those who are watching, those who will be seeing this on YouTube, as you could see, we are just running through quickly the magazine Kidemi. I would believe by now that everyone that is listening, all subscribers and all subscribers even on the YouTube, would have already gone through the magazine Kidemi, pardon me. Of course, all of the links are in the description below. Any problems whatsoever, just email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, and you could definitely go through the magazine for yourself, Kidemi. But what I really wanted to highlight this evening, especially for all of the loved ones, those of you who are here with us in Antigua, definitely those of you who are, if you want to say international, it's for you as well. But it's quite easy for those who are in Antigua to definitely just pass by and check Brother Dan's Health Food Store. That's known as Brother Dan's Place. Now, you see Brother Dan's highlighted right here in the magazine Kidemi. And of course, Brother Dan really stocks all of the health food items that you would definitely get at any whole food store that you would go international. So whatever your preference may be, maybe your nuts, your raw nuts, your cashew, your almonds, your pecans, whatever have you. It may be your virgin oil, coconut oil. It may be your natural cereals, whatever it may be. Brother Dan's Place, that's right here on Wireless Road in Antigua. So all of those who are right here in Antigua for sure, and you're looking for some health food products, I'm not going to jump up and say, oh, the best in the land. We're not into too much of best, There's some nice health food stores right here in Antigua, and Brother Dan's Place is one of them. But I can tell you, I think they have the best price for sure. So again, you know, it's on Wireless Road, and interestingly now, Wireless Road has been under some construction for at least 2 months or maybe 3 months. So there's a detour sign that actually takes you off of the path to Brother Dan's place. So you can pass the detour sign. Don't make the detour sign hold you up. You just pass the detour sign and just go straight up Cable and Wireless Road, and you will see the nice little quaint shop and the sign outside Brother Dan's place. And of course, you could give them a call. Those of you who are overseas and you still want to call them to see if they can ship anything to you. Of course, you know that the area code is 268. And of course, the number is 783-1945. And internationally, you may have to put a 1 in front of that number. Very good. And again, if you, I can't remember, that's all right. It's right there in the magazine, Kidemi. So you could definitely visit the magazine, Kidemi, and you could get all the information thereof. Now, what I want to highlight, Ethiopia, the renovation of the Grand Palace of the Emperor. Now, in the magazine, The Ambassador's Pen, this is another magazine that you should be reading. It's a mini magazine. It's really a journal. And of course, you know, it's just a few pages, really. You flip it a few times and that's it, it's done. But of course, it's packed. And just like everything else we're offering here, you know, it's free. You subscribe for free, and the magazine is for free. But this is really technically the first edition of the Ambassador's Pen that I'm going to be highlighting for you. It's actually the forerunner edition. It came out on the 7th of February, 2025. So if you haven't gone through this edition, again, the link is in the description below. You actually can get the link for all the different magazines that we would have published thus far. And of course, again, this was a special edition known as the Forerunner edition. And as you can see, those of you who are watching, it is highlighting peace in the Horn of Africa. And there you have the Somali president, Juan Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, and the Ethiopian Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed, shaking hands there after somewhat of a stormy period over some waterways and some sea access in Djibouti. And of course, even the intervention of Egypt, who has its own qualms over the dam that Ethiopia is building. So you can see all of that really in the Ambassador's Pen. I'm not going to talk that out for you. You can just read it for yourself, those of you who are interested in good, wholesome, nutritious information via reading. Keep the art form alive, family, reading. And this is why we would have branched off into the digital digest, you know. I know we make a lot of documentaries, you know, a lot of videos and keep you well entertained, but we decided that, hey, I mean, we got to put this in yes, print form, but regular reading, regular, you know, flip the page, even if it's digital. All right. So what I want to do right now, I'm going to highlight the Grand Palace in Ethiopia. This is a video. This is right in the magazine, by the way. So if you have not gone through the magazine after the program tonight and you go and you visit the link and you get the magazine, you will see for yourself, have for yourself the video that you could, you know, enlarging it on the screen or what have you. But for now, I'm just going to present it. For those who are watching, this is the Grand National Palace. For those who are listening, you're going to hear exactly what is going on. And I myself have a few things that I would like to say as it relates to this. Let's follow.
Discover Ethiopia's hidden royal legacy. For centuries, Ethiopia's majestic royal residences remained shrouded in mystery, closed off to the public despite their prominence in urban landscapes. Now, thanks to the restoration initiative led by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, starting with the Grand Palace, now known as Unity Park, these historic sites have opened their gates, offering a rare glimpse into Ethiopia's regal past. Welcome to the National Palace. Originally built to commemorate Emperor Haile Selassie's Silver Jubilee, the National Palace stands as an iconic landmark and a testament to Ethiopia's rich heritage. Once a space reserved for royalty, national leaders and dignitaries, it has now been transformed into a shared treasure for all to experience. This historic compound, which houses time-honored buildings and national treasures, had long been neglected, becoming overgrown with vegetation. Close to the public, the palace and its grounds fell into disrepair, characterized by dim lighting, dusty rooms, and ivy-covered walls. However, now fully restored, it stands in grace, welcoming everyone to visit and enjoy its beauty. Given the palace's collections and historical artifacts of significant value to the nation, its preservation and restoration have been undertaken with great care. The meticulous restoration process has been guided by specialists, ensuring that the palace retains its historical and cultural significance. Considerable energy and effort have been invested to maintain its current appearance. Spanning over 27 hectares in the vibrant heart of Addis Ababa, the National Palace serves as a sanctuary of Ethiopia's rich history, beautifully intertwined with expansive natural landscapes. The grounds feature historic tree species, lush greenery, tranquil fountains, and architectural wonders. From its serene pathways to the meticulously restored Royal Dining Hall, where many world leaders were once hosted, the palace tells a story of global significance. A journey through time. Stepping into the newly constructed vehicle gallery is like embarking on a journey to the past. Here, restored automobiles, carriages, and train wagons, once used by Ethiopian royalty, are showcased in the specially built gallery for the public to explore.
Now, blessed love royal family, give thanks. For those who may just be coming in, of course, this is the Tiger's Nest. Now, this aspect of this tour, this video tour as such, is very important. I really want you to really pay attention here. Ones need to understand the glory of Haile Selassie. I mean, a whole museum was created just for the vehicles alone. Cars and wagons, trains of the emperor. I'm talking about, I mean, it's got to be over 30-some cars in here. And we're not talking of Honda and Toyota, Cadillac and Buick and Rolls Royce and etc., etc. And these vehicles, although they were not really taken care of, but all remain in the palace from the time of 74 until the current prime minister decided that it was time to renovate the palace, the Jubilee Palace, built in 1955 of Emperor Haile Selassie I, built for his Jubilee celebration as being the emperor with you. Beautiful stuff. Now listen to this.
The luxurious and eclectic car collection were both symbols of prestige and practical means of state transportation. The fleet, which included luxurious vehicles such as Rolls-Royce Phantom 4s, Mercedes-Benz 600 Pullman limousines, Packard Super 8s, Cadillac Fleetwood limousines, and Lincoln Continentals, often used for state ceremonies and official engagements, also features practical vehicles like Land Rovers for navigating Ethiopia's rugged terrain, along with Fiats and Peugeots. These vehicles were abandoned in a shanty warehouse until Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed initiated their restoration and spearheaded the construction of Ethiopia's first modern vehicle gallery within the National Palace. Visitors can explore carriages that once welcomed and bid farewell to national leaders and guests, as well as those that were used for touring the city. The vehicle gallery also features 2 train wagons, both equipped with sleeping quarters, a dining area, a bathroom, and an office. These lavish trains were used by the emperor for both work and leisure during trips to Harar. Upon exiting the vehicle gallery, visitors stroll through the pristine grounds and are greeted by the ornate golden entrance of the palace halls and chambers. Inside, they are welcomed by soaring ceilings and softly illuminated walls. Wide steps lead to spacious reception rooms, the banquet hall, and what was once the emperor's residential quarters. Every detail has been meticulously restored, preserving the palace's historical essence. These spaces have witnessed key moments in Ethiopia's history, from state banquets to pivotal diplomatic meetings. As visitors descend into the basement, they encounter the newly constructed Palace Museum, featuring the palace's rich history, exhibits of royal regalia, artifacts, significant gifts, including ivory tusks and gold ornaments.
This is the palace's museum, official museum, and a lot of the items that would have obviously belonged to the royal family can be found there. You know, as you would have heard, those of you who are subscribers to the Tiger's Nest, as you would have heard the grandson, really, of Haile Selassie a few evenings ago, he was highlighting about Mengistu and how Mengistu would have always saluted the emperor. I'm talking about after they overtake the monarchy. Remember, his grandson was in prison with him, not in the same vicinity, but being in prison for 15 years, you know what's going on. He said even when the soldiers came, it was just the highest of respect. They left their guns outside when they went into his office to ask him for permission to take him to somewhere safe. And he was saying that the only time, the only time they ever disrespected him is when they, as the world would want you to believe, when they choke him off. Because choke is, they say, smothered him with a pillow. That's Mengistu. Give you this sort of dramatic scene, Mengistu jumping on the bed and smothering the king with the pillow. So yeah, you've seen enough movies, so you can just visualize that in your head. Yeah, his son said, hey, that's the only time. He did not really detail it like how I detail it, but we know how they want us to believe. But he said any other time, it was just salute, no one putting their hands on him, etc., etc. And I'm saying that for a reason. The reason why I mentioned that is just think about this. The Derg ruled Ethiopia from 1974-75 to about 1991 thereabouts. And then you had several successive prime ministers over Ethiopian presidents, and some of them didn't really do as good as maybe we would like. And the current prime minister, who won a Nobel Peace Prize, is really seen to be someone that is really a few steps ahead of the others that came before him, to the point now that you could see he has taken up the initiative of the renovation of the Jubilee Palace. I am saying that all of the vehicles of the emperor were still there. I'm not saying someone didn't take something and whatever, that's human beings. But there's so many artifacts of the emperor, from his weapons, his swords, his medallions, medals, and uniforms and shoes, and you know, the whole bedroom left in a certain way, to a point that, yes, we would agree that people were not really taking care of the palace. But it was as if you were not allowed to trouble what was left behind by the royal family, to the point that you can now open museums. You have a whole museum just for the vehicles alone. Yes, you may have had to come and renovate them. It's material things. They will depreciate and corrode and rust and all of that stuff. So you came and you shine them up. But the point is that they were there. They were around. The robes were around. The jewels were still there. Rings, and I'm telling you. And now they're on display, gold and ivory, after all these decades. To me, it says a lot about a people and their culture, as devilish as Mengistu and his people came out to be. And because these people will still tell you they had their reason why they did what they did. The same present prime minister of Ethiopia, when he hit back at the people of Tigray, the whole world said, oh my gosh, no, he's terrible. This is the man you gave the Peace Prize? Okay. I didn't like to see it neither. But then he may tell you that, hey, listen, I was just retaliating. It just so happens that my retaliation is stronger than theirs. Obviously. And that's all it is. From his perspective. I'm not his spokesperson. I'm just trying to show you. So even within a lot of that tribal and ethnic tension and war, even, you can still see some level of respect for culture. And this is just my opinion. You may know something I don't know. Because as I said, even if there was record of a looting that took place, which I wouldn't deny, again, you're dealing with people. But the fact that after so many decades, you can open a museum. And he would have also renovated Gondar city. And of course, there's so many beautiful things taking place in Ethiopia today. I think I got a bit excited there. Maybe I even got a bit carried away. But yes, give thanks. And of course, you may be saying, come on, let's see the rest of the video. Of course, you can clearly see it right here in this edition of the Ambassador's Pen. Remember, the links will be in the description. Just go and check out the magazines. This is obviously very simple reading. And of course, you could also go through Kidemi, which is much more heavier, hefty magazine. I'm talking about Kidemi. And remember, Kidemi is every 6 months, you see the magazine Kidemi, while the Ambassador's Pen, when it's officially launched in a few weeks, a few strongs, it will be a monthly journal that comes to you. Very good. So we're going to go into the depths of the reasoning again. You know, many ones would argue that there's a strong presence, and it's not no argument. There is a strong presence, family, of of Africans, black people within the Native American history of the United States, to the point that their conquests and what they would have done for their own freedom is widely known amongst the traditional dance and song, etc. But if you're going to look into regular history, and it's rather worse now that Donald Trump is in office, you ain't going to find no history about that anymore. If you could before, you understand. Because as you know, even, I wouldn't say a war on their education. I'm not getting into that business there. You know, I'm not getting into that. I know why. You see, because you may be saying, well, listen, brother, you got to be conscious. We can't, we have to look at everything. Donald Trump wants to take Black history out of school. And he wants to disallow, he wants to disallow fellas from playing female sports or playing with females. Do you know they have some Black people that are conscious people that because they hate this fella so much, they are telling you, well, everyone has the choice to I say, wait, is this the fella that was taking people to Egypt? Every year he does about 5 trips. And he now, because he loves Kamala Harris so much, he's gonna say, well, he don't have a problem. He may not be for it, but if he thinks he's a she, what's the come on? But anyway, that's not what the program is about tonight, not even close. As I said, we're going to be going into some good meditation in a moment. Royal family, as I said, we will be sealing up the YouTube version of this presentation. It was such a joy. I'm very honored that our technicians decided that we need to share some of this with the family tonight. But remember, you know, the audio of the program, we are definitely open to share it with anyone who would like to get a copy of the full program, including what you are listening to, which is the first half, and of course, the full discussion that we'll be going into right now as it relates to the Black presence in America, as it relates to the history of the Native Americans, the First Nation people. Once you are interested in the rest of this program, just email me, Priest Isaac institute@gmail.com, and I will just ship the full program to you so you can listen to it and get the full joy. But keep in mind that it is very easy for you to subscribe to this nightly program. You understand, it's the Tiger's Nest radio program, internationally renowned. And of course, all you got to do is just ask, hey, I would like to subscribe so I could get the program sent to me every evening, you know. Believe it or not, we have a phrase, it's called, you know, one hand cannot clap. And you may not know, even when just to do that and say, well, yeah, just to make the effort to say, well, yeah, I would like to receive the program every night too. It's like the hands are clapping, you know, so one hand cannot clap, you know. Let's just put it this way before I seal up this part. This is going to be nice. When I was young, you know, I had a few friends that I would visit all the time, as I would have told, you know, the people really. I think I was a bit free. I never got into too much trouble, but I wasn't really tied down. I could go where I want to go, etc., etc. And I remember once I was telling my mother, I'm going by my friends, so and so. And she says, so why you always going by these people? Why they can't come by you? You understand? So that's that in the same sense, one hand cannot clap. So for example, you see this program here we just did and you're listening, I just came by you. You want to hear the rest of the program, you gotta come by me. It's nothing hard. Just email me. Just say, hey, I'm here. Can I get the rest? Of course, brother. Of course, sister. Happy to see you. And we can start to talk. We can start to connect. We can start to network. That's what it's all about. We have people to liberate, you know. You know, this is, let me just show you a next secret. Let me whisper in your ear. This is one of the tricks you use to sift out the real people from those who just on the joyride. So we have a lot to talk about this evening. Give thanks for those who have been with us on the YouTube. Looking forward to continuing the reasoning. Life giver and the keeper of life, Holy Emmanuel Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Of course, Tiger's Nest. Continue. Give thanks.